Okay, so I haven't actually made a video for a little while, and this is going to be different to my normal content, but I thought this one was important. Today marks 3 years since I began a healing journey, and that journey was spurred on because of child abuse that I literally grew up in until I fled when I was 19. Because of abusive relationships that I have entered, one of which ended in an extremely devastating manner. And the last nail in the coffin for me was when I separated from my ex-husband. Now, I have made videos about this stuff in the past, but I deleted them off of here because I didn't want to be tied to that, and I didn't want that to hold me back. And I thought by deleting it and erasing it, that'd be it, it's gone, and I don't have to deal with it anymore. And at this point, I was already 2 years into my healing journey when I made the decision to delete the videos, like talking about this shadow, basically, that has followed me my entire life and the effect that it's had on me. And I'm going to be totally honest, it hasn't had the best effect on me, and it's left me damaged, and it's left me scarred and bruised. But I thought because I was on this healing journey and I'd made so many changes to myself, and I had changed the way I present and the way I show up and how I interact with others, that I was on my way and there was nothing that was going to hold me back or stop me. But what I've learned this year in particular, healing isn't linear. You'll go in circles, you'll go in spirals, and sometimes you will go back to that dark place. And that doesn't make you a bad person. That doesn't mean that you haven't made those changes. It doesn't mean that you haven't had growth. And I'm coming to terms with that right now, because I did end up back in that dark place, and I did end up falling apart. And in doing that, I have damaged something very important to me, and I've lost somebody who meant the world, literally the world, to me. And knowing how much I've hurt them devastates me. I've literally spent the last couple of weeks crying myself to sleep because all I want is to fix it, and I can't. And I think that's what being on a healing journey kind of helps you come to terms with, is that you can't always fix the bad stuff. You can't erase the memories, and burying it doesn't mean it's gone. And that's what I'm learning. But most importantly, just because you fall backwards and you stumble, that doesn't mean that you're a horrible, terrible person. You're a broken one, yes. You're somebody that needs patience and kindness, absolutely. But you're not a bad person. I think what's made this hard for me is because after 3 years, I thought I had gotten to a place where, I'm not going to say I was completely healed, because that doesn't happen. You learn to live with it. You'll never be completely healed, and your memories will never be completely erased. But you learn to live alongside it, and I thought I was starting to come into that zone where I could live alongside it. But this fall has shown me that I've still got a way to go. But I've also come a long way from where I started. So what this has taught me is to give yourself kindness and compassion. But also to be honest. Be open. I've spent a lot of time hiding that side of me because I was scared of people finding out how I used to be, because it's a very different person to who I am today. And I was scared of what people would think of me if they saw that person. But this has taught me that sometimes you have to be honest and you have to say, look, I'm in a dark place right now and I need help. I'm still learning that because it is something that's new to me. I do have a very supportive group of people around me, my family, that hold me up. But it's still something that's very alien and very new to me, and I'm still learning that it is okay to reach out to these people, and I am safe, and that they won't judge me. But that's why I hid it, because I was afraid of that judgment. I was afraid of not being enough, not being good enough, and not living up to what I wanted to be. And that wasn't pressure that somebody else put on me or told me that I needed to put on myself. I put that pressure on myself. And putting that pressure on myself is what made me crumble in the first place. So whether you're at the very beginning of your healing journey, or whether or not you're years into it, or whether or not you're still considering whether or not a healing journey is actually what you need, all I can say to you is, it will get better. It does get better. And don't be ashamed, because the shame is what makes the shadow grow.